Friends, this is Suraj Singh, civil engineer, Bharat, India, talking about issues related to our country, Bharat, India, and various other countries. In brief, Bharat, India, passing through a very serious, critical, supercritical stage of its economy, of its systems, of its constitutional management, of its institutions, including judicial, legislature, executive, and other statutory and non-statutory institutions. Overall, you can say we are passing through a phase which must be kept under check, under surveillance, and under common guidance of its public, total public of this country. This is a real stage warranting this requirement to be affected with, but it is not happening and not even started with. It seems that a unrest has been earned, an unrest kind of situation has been imported by our system, our governance, our public, and no one is very serious to think about this except you may say 0.01% of public who are just showing their sentiments, showing their emotions, and aggrieved state by staging certain dharnas or certain, you can say, unrest type of situation or claims or demands which is not adequate to meet requirements of this country. How to resolve these issues? Government is in place, which is why EVM government or whatever legal principle that's in place. It has not been disposing of as expected to do, expected to perform in a direct. There should be a government who performs. There should not be a government who sleeps and only talks and does nothing. Talking is not adequate for a country like this size, 140 billion people, 140 crore people. There should be a government that takes care of its people, worries about them, and solves their problem. That's the purpose of government. We have and every country has, but our government is not like that. It's not doing that. It's not performing, and there's no evidence that comes out as. I'm not criticizing government weaknesses because I don't trust. It's not a question of trust or untrust. The question is facts and requirements. A government is there to govern people, to work for them, to solve their problems. They should find problem itself and try to initiate problem without them being informed of problems. That's called government, who views each and every aspect of public, but it's not simply manageable. Government just sits in office and does nothing. It's not acceptable at all. That's not called government. That's not called systematic government or professional government. Government is in office for purpose of serving people and purpose of serving nations and resolving problems to an extent possible with cooperation of public. But it's not happened. There are so many sectors in every country, and you can say framework of our constitution, and every constitution of what says that you have to deal with all systems. For example, we have to deal first of all, bread is required, roti is required, its economy is required. Economy is very important factor that every country has to look after that because 140 crore people require food every day. That's very important. So economy must be stable. But isn't that? Is our economy stable? That is a point to be concerned. It's a macroeconomy level or microeconomy level. When macroeconomy is suffering, when it's suffering very heavily, how can you say that you have microeconomy? Because macroeconomy leads to microeconomy, and where there is no macroeconomy, how can you say smooth microeconomy can be managed by each and every family and city in this country? That's not possible. Let's go to other sector, financial sector. Financial sector is related to economic sector, and we don't have finance, so we are lost finances by whatever means. We cannot regain those finances and we have to borrow money. That's not easily done because we have to pay back also. So finance and economy is one part where we have suffered a lot. Then let's go to educational sector. How we are doing education? That's a big question mark. Because without education, we can do nothing at all. And what type of education we should have? We should have professional education. We should have progressive education. We should have education in field of sciences and engineering, in field of non-engineering as well as for arts field and commerce field, every field. We are very good at that, but problem is we are suffering at level of medical science and at level of engineering sciences where we have suffering a lot indeed. We are not able to compete with one requirement. Engineering is also of two types, IT engineering and non-IT engineering. Non-IT engineering are very important because that's a part of infrastructure of this country, while IT engineering, superficial engineering is supported by infrastructure, supported by non-IT engineers. But question is our education system has stopped to a level where we have to bring it up with hard work, but we are not being able to, because we are not serious at all. The seriousness is missing, and you could say engineering, if it is not serious, if engineering people are not serious, if engineering state is not serious, country can never be serious. We will discuss later on. What about other fields? You can say field of administrative fields, and you can say law field, and you can say political field, and you can say commerce field, and you can say whatever else disciplinary field, and wherever you see all those miscellaneous fields which are not developing very well, which are just dependent on, which is, for example, what happened daily, you can say lawyers and police have been fighting. It's unrest from both sides, both ends. Lawyers, advocates, and police. One is law protector, law and order maker. Police duty is to keep law and order in state, whereas lawyer's duty is to get a delivered, to get justice delivered to people. Both are quarreling, both are working as if they are warring with each other. And this means judiciary and law on one side, and police and public on other side. Police and public. In fact, in our country, police is not trusted by public, and judiciary and law also not trusted by public to some extent, though judiciary is trusted very well. But lawyers, everybody knows what law sort of advocates they are. Advocates in this country means delay of cases, date fixing, appointment fixing, and delaying cases up to 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and after claimant dies, judicial decision comes, and then appeal comes, but person leaves this world. So both have different relations. Public is not happy with police and with judiciary and with lawyers, but they are fighting. And this is achievement, you can say. This means a critical situation. If it happens in the capital of our country, what you can say about other cities, about states, very serious issues. So I told you this sector is also suffering. If you go to business sector, that is suffering. It's a part of economy, but suffering heavily because of many legal impositions on that. Business have dropped, this have slumped, and not seen too fast or too earlier that is to come up. Who will suffer? You can see government companies are being disposed of as father's property of our prime minister of ministers. They are not able to construct anything. They are not able to produce anything. They have not able to produce anything in the last 5 years, but they are well ready, well destined to sell them. And many more sectors you can enter, you will find same thing. 140 crore people, we have to fill their stomachs, and we have to give them food, we have to give them, housing and clothes. But are we able to do that? More than 50-60% people are at level where you cannot even give them something because they are dependent on the remaining 50%. And the remaining 50% people, 25% are only inactive life, which is only 5% also dropping. Economy is falling like anything. It's falling like a volcano is coming up from earth. It's like the magma is coming out to lava state, and there's a upheaval of mountains, and there's a rain also. Rain cannot help it also. So you see, where do we stand? This big question mark. Why it is happening? Are we going to die? That's a question mark. Yes, we are going to die if we don't control it. If you can't control upheaval of volcano, certainly you will die. It will catch you, it will take you and solidify you. It will just embed you inside its volume. The magma comes out of lava and it then becomes stuck with igneous rocks. So will be igneous rocks, you think so? Oh, we cannot be igneous rocks. Igneous rocks means it's a rock produced by fire. Jwalamukhi. Are we getting converted into igneous rocks? Fact is that, answer is that yes, we are going to be a product like igneous rock soon if we cannot combat what is happening. It is very, very, very serious matter. Public may not understand this, but it happens. Example is PMC Bank. 11,000 customers of bank, 11,000 subscribers, and see how much money has gone out of hands of banks. Where it has gone to? Question is that. A person having 2 crores in bank committed suicide or got heart attack. A person having 90 lakhs is also 11% have died because they were not given back their money. 11 11,000 crores have gone where nobody knows. Who knows that? Lakhs of customers are suffering, even suffering. But who's responsible for that? It's a banking, it's not private job. Finance Minister is responsible. The RBI is responsible. Prime Minister is responsible. Public is responsible. Bank is responsible. Who is responsible ultimately? It's public money, it's bank responsibility, it's RBI responsibility, it's PM's responsibility, or who are their combined responsibility or not? Who is what for RBI is there? What's function of RBI? What's function of Prime Minister? What's function of Finance Minister? Why public has lost this money? Money deposited by public is based on trust that public money is safe. Public has no option. We cannot keep our money in foreign banks. It's not permissible. We cannot keep money in our homes because it can be robbed, can be stolen. Where should we keep money then? Should we take in bags and go roam on the roads? What nonsense! If bank is not responsible, how is it responsible in our country? This means there is no need of this government. Why government is there? What for? What's the function of government? Is there a job description of this government or for some other government? We don't have a job description of prime minister and ministers. We don't have a job description of RBI. Just the statute is there. That's the statute has been a responsibility. It gives only statutory regulations. It is only statutory articles and laws and says rules and rules and bylaws. What else gives? Who is responsible for such losses? Who has taken money from that bank? It's a question mark. And who has taken money? How none is it? So many NPAs have been created. What for? For who is responsible for that? If bank has given money to someone in this place, it is duty of the bank to get it back. Why did you give that money? It's public money. Don't give it. We don't want profit. We don't want something. But money should be safe. You have given money to those creditors. You have given to them to enjoy the life. They run away in this country. And you are saying, we won't pay you back. Just take 10,000, 20,000, 20,000. This are you giving us back? Is it some gratification you are giving? Is it some ex gratia you are giving? What you are giving? Who hell are you? It's was my money, public money, citizens' money, and citizens suffering because of that. You nonsense people are ruling this country, you idiots. You don't understand what's your responsibility. Who's responsible for that? Is it not the Prime Minister responsible? The Finance Minister responsible? Who's responsible for that? You all are responsible. I mean, it's not your father's country, it's not your private property, it is Bharat. It's citizens' country. We people of India are having resolved to constitute this country. It's not we people of government of India. It's not we people of Bank of India. It's not the robbers of India. It is we people of this country having resolved to constitute this country. Do you understand that? It's not Prime Minister of this country. It's not Cabinet of this country. It's not President of this country. It's not Supreme Court Judge of this country. It's none of all those. It is Bharat public that constituted this country, and they are responsible for this. And if you cannot do your job, Prime Minister, leave out. Finance Minister, leave out. We don't need persons like you. You cannot help public safe, keep safe their properties, their life, their liberty. What for? You are responsible for that. You pay that money back from whatever source you pay. When you pay, you go to some foreign country and pay them just like as you're very rich in this world. You're paying them something and coming back as your father's money. Did you get this money from father's account, government of India? It's all nonsense, Bharat Sarkar. It's your responsibility. None else. You have taken responsibility to protect this constitution, to protect fundamental rights of people. You have to abide by a constitution. You have to abide by protection to public, a law and order situation, and from every situation that is. The public is deposited in your trust, and if your public has lost trust, then what for you are there? It's not one case. It can happen. It happened today with PMC. Tomorrow it can happen with everybody, and everybody is concerned. I also am a concerned citizen because I may also lose my money. It is the job of government to take care of this. But has government taken care of that? It's a question mark. You are keeping surveillance on public. You are keeping a watch on public, what they are doing, what journalists are doing, what others are doing, what serious people are doing, what writers are doing on Facebook, on Twitter. You are more concerned about that. You are more concerned about who's criticizing you. You are more concerned who's speaking against you. You are not concerned about public benefits, public welfare, public safety. You are more concerned what somebody says against Modi. You are more concerned somebody says against someone, but you are not concerned about people. You are not concerned about those who are being killed by mob lynching. You are not concerned about Hindu-Muslim divide. You are not concerned to stop those television channels who are just disseminating fake Hindu religion and Muslim religion division among public. They were rousing people to fight. You are not concerned with that. You are only concerned how to make your seat permanent. That is not going to happen, government. You have to do your job. Government is installed in office for doing this job, not to just show to people that I am prime minister, I am minister, just roam around the world, nobody stops you, but you are not achieving anything. You have not achieved anything. It's not criticism, statement it is. I am stating this. It's not a criticism part. It's a factual statement. Being a professional, I have studied and speaking that with full responsibility. I'm not a coward to run away like people run away from responsibilities. You are run away from every responsibilities. You start with that 2 days from Umar. And you did not do not immunization you conduct these days. It is 3 years back. 16 to 17, 17, 18 to 19. 3 years have collapsed. But what do you do? Didn't have nothing. You do not have courage to speak to people that I conducted, I carried out, I pronounced this exercise, this activity, and now it is so many days over, and this is my blueprint of black and white statement that this is our profit and this is our loss, or this is our achievement, this is our no achievements. And then you do something else also, GST, and elsewhere and elsewhere. And then you, whatever you do on Article 370 of Constitution of this country, you have no blueprint of that, you have no achievement of that. You're just trying to mislead public and nothing else. We know you tried to avoid that there's a curfew on people. It's now more than 3 months. 5th of August and 2 days, 8 means 93 days of more. And you have kept public as if they are animals. You have kept them in Jew. You kept in jail, automatic converted jail, a kind of Jew you can say. They are there like animals without any rights, without any personal liberty, without any something. And you are not even allowing our people to go there freely and move and find and talk to them. Hence, complete separation, complete aberrations of fundamental life, fundamental rights to life, fundamental rights to body, fundamental rights to survive, that you have caused, and you think it's achievement, then thank you very much for your kind understanding of rights. I don't care about what says. I don't care what others say, what US says, or England says, or EU says, or what others says, or what Pakistan says. I least bother about that because this is not their country. Of course, whenever human rights are concerned, everybody has a right to speak from any part of world, from whatever part of world you say. Everybody has, of course, this is according to international law. Human rights are above the national law. But I don't even talk of 370 because you are not able to understand what was 370. Even political parties have been buffooned, they cannot answer what it was. We explain to them every time, doesn't make anything. So I put all laws related to that on this video. You can say tax on the laws of civil and these are written here. What was that? Starting from letter written by Hari Singh to Mountbatten and follow up with instant taxation, follow up with 370 and then insertion of you can say J&K Constitution 1956 with their agreement as well as Shimla Agreement and UN resolutions. Everything is there on record. It cannot be disputed. It cannot be argued. It's all complete valid record and should be complied with. But nobody cares for that. Most citizens reading that. Nobody is interested in this. This is the calamity of this country. The unfortunate situation of Bharat country that we don't have, despite have 140 crore citizens, maybe more than 4 crore educated people, high profile educated people, and more than 40-50% people are well educated. We cannot say that we are able to understand, comprehend these documents, the contents of these documents. It's our duty to go through that, but we are not able to go through them. The time for that, we don't understand those, and even government of this country and others who higher, others have also not comprehensively understood them, or they want to show that they understood, or they want to care, they want to ignore that. Despite ignoring it, these won't die. Records are records, facts are facts. You may say whatever you say, public may say whatever you say. Yes, today people are supporting you because you have emotionalized them, you have put them in sentimental dilemma, and they cannot think further than that beyond that. They are put by you in sentimental situation, a dilemma. You know what's meaning of dilemma? Either go this way or that way. You are not able to understand. That's why there's maintain silence. Better not to decide, not to oppose government, or not to favor those people who are there in affected or aggrieved society. So there's one party. You can say one side is Jammu and Kashmir people, other side is rest of country. So they are Jammu and Kashmir people are not trustworthy. They don't trust other part, and this other part is not trusting that part. There's only one person. It is a government, so prime minister. Jammu and Kashmir is a prime minister, one in between, and one side is government. One side is Jammu and Kashmir public, and one side is the rest of the public, and don't trust each other. But prime minister likes this situation. Don't respect JNK people, and JNK public don't respect rest of country, and that is the big friction caused in the society. Means 1 crore people on one side and 140 minus one on other side, and prime is happy, government is happy that they are frictioning, and they don't like them and they don't like them. The situation is very dangerous if they don't like each other. JNK public, if it is part of our country, let us consider that way. It's part of our country. For JNK, you can say instrument accession in link with the Article 370 and further linked to JNK Constitution 1956. If you just read these three documents, statute document, though these are all three invalid now, legally valid, invalid illegally since effective, you can say 5th August 5th August 2019. These have been rendered illegally, they have been buried, you can say, but record is there. These records state that part of JNK is an integrity of Bharat, it's the integral part of this country, it's a much, you can say, it's a piece of our land. And if you merge these documents, which clearly negate that, if this negativate that, you have lost that part. In fact, statement is that. A statement, factual statement is legally, after having buried those documents, those legal instruments, that piece, that public is of remaining public. That part is of remaining part. Fact is that. Very serious statement I am telling you. Fact is that. You accept it or you don't accept it. It doesn't make a difference. Government claims anything, claim it. Who bothers? You may publish whatever new plan, new map of this country. It doesn't make a difference. Another country also can publish something else. What you do then? You are just playing with children, child play, a toy. You are just making it a toy, just like a kid plays with toy. Do you know what Constitution says? Your own Constitution of Bharat, Constitution of India. It says that JNK is state as a part of state of this country. All states of this country is on list of states in this country. If you go to Schedule 1, but there is a comment on that, there's a remark on that, specific remark, that part which is occupied by Bharat, not that part which is not occupied by Bharat, and that is Pakistan occupied Kashmir, or you may say what they call Azad Kashmir. That part, according to your constitution, is not yours. How can you put that part is yours on international map? That's a mistake, but you did it. Do it, no problem. You include whatever you want to include. Who stops you? It's your gadget, your notification. But don't forget, this is invalid. Because if it is not in your custody, not in your occupation, you cannot say that. But unfortunately, you are playing with time, you are playing with sentiments of people who just want to satisfy your public, Bharat public. You are not thinking of something else. You may call MPs from Europe, you may call someone from someone just to declare something fake. No, government you are, power you have. But these things are very, very short staying, short term staying. These have no endurance, there's no durability. You are just doing something for, you can say, immediate requirement, keep people happy. But how many times? Again, I am telling you, fakeism or false statements do not survive long. A truth is heavier, a truth always weighs heavier on 1 trillion fakes or false statements. You have 1 trillion statements that are false, but one truth comes and stops all them and kills all them, destroys all them. Just like one ray of. So your fake statements are darkness, and truth is that which is legal. It is right. So you do whatever you want to do. You're wasting time of public. You're wasting time of government. You're wasting your time. You are caring of your time, and time is moving. Everything is moving. You're not solving anything. You can kill 1 crore people of GNP. You can torture them. You can snatch their rights. You can divide them with their life. But how long? Public is public. Public knows everything. Today that public is smaller in quantity in comparison to the rest of public is with you. But how long? One day this public shall also know facts. This public is having emotional generation inside them that Kashmir ours and will that this. They are not linked to people of that one because they have turned inhuman. You have turned them inhuman. Those people, 139 crore people, they have become inhuman by because they cannot think here. They are just oh my Kashmir, my whole India is whole Bharat is there, whole Kashmir is theirs. But if you do not treat people as they should be treated, you are doing a sin on people as well you have this sin on yourself. I'm not going to spirituality of sin, but fact remains that after all work which is not recognized by community, if those people are not happy with you, how long can you keep with them? Under military, you can keep them for how long? After all, military is being accused, and military can't stop them what they think. No one can stop me what I think. It's my natural right. My not only natural right, my automatic right. No one, even I cannot stop what I'm thinking. Forget others. What I am thinking, is it in my hands? How my mind is working, is it in my hands? It's not in my hands. It's not in your hands. It's not in, you may beat me, you may beat someone, you may cut his neck, you behead him. Even then, thinking can't be stopped. Generation of opinion, what my mind works, how it works, how my soul works, it is nobody's control. It's only nature's control. So what public of JNK thinks, how they take into their own way, how other people of country take into their way, can't be stopped, can't be controlled. But it becomes the physical legal value. This land belongs to them and not to you because you are already buried all legal documents. Fact remains facts. Cannot say that you may say whole to whole world this is our internal right or this is this and it's all fake statements. When public doesn't accept, what you do? If suppose today 140 crore people stand against you and ask you get out of your office, what shall you do? Just imagine a situation comes. Forget all people, even 20 crore people stand against you and surround parliament and surround PMO. Where shall you go? Away all 540 MPs of Lok Sabha and 250 MPs of Rajya Sabha and Government of India Minister, where shall you go? Public shall hold you, even army can't stop them. Because army is just 10 lakh, 15 lakh, and they are 20 crore people. This is a warring situation that happened here, and it's happened in many countries. Examples are Lebanon itself. You see, in 13 days, government down. In 13 days, forget others. Just a young boy, whole people came on roads and blocked everything, stopped everything, and burnt everything. Get lost, give a new comment, and PM resigned. Still, they are not happy. They want all institutions change all institutions. That is what is required. We don't accept you. This is called boiling blood. What happened in that country? See, Syria has been broken, Yemen has been broken, and you can see Egypt happened, not Egypt, how that president was out. You can say many other places. Hong Kong is another example, burning example, which teaches everybody how unrest is going on there, how violence is happening there, because they don't accept something. So you have to learn government and public. You have to learn how to handle situations. If government is not listening to you, doesn't listen to you, public has problems and the government doesn't solve that. How government is out, how public acts, that's a very, very important factor. We have to understand. Public is public. it may be Lebanon public, it may be Israel public, it may be Palestine public, it may be Hong Kong public, it may be Syria public, it may be Yemen public, it may be Venezuela public, it can be any whatever public, Iran, Iraq, whatever it is. Everywhere you find same thing. People are saying, come down government, come down Iraq, come down government. You see that? Why don't you learn from this? You are lucky, you are fortunate, Modi, you are fortunate government, that people are not leading to anger level. Anguish is down. There's no anguish among people. People are very cold, surviving 1.4 billion people, one-sixth of it, one-fifth of whole world population. Still, you are lucky, very fortunate, blessed people you are. God blessed you. You are not working for people, but people are digesting you due to some reason. I don't know what reason is there. Maybe they think other part is very crude one, possible. But such situation is not lasting long, never last long, not durable. You may say reliable, not reliable. As I explained before in many talks, reliability means reliability equals, you can say, it is safety plus serviceability plus durability. Again, I'm just trying to let you know that what safety means. Whatever you have, it should be safe from each and every aspect, where no accident should occur and no danger should come, and it should be serviceable, means whatever function is there, whatever job description it should work for. And durability means it should be in a long distance travel. You may say that, say for example, you set something for 10 years, you should work for 10 years in a way it is designed, or maybe whatever duration you expect that. So you can say safety plus serviceability plus durability equal reliability. And that reliability factor is very important. It may be something, or it may be some function, or it may be some governance, or it may be some public, or whatever object is there, whatever activity is there, it should work accordingly. And that is very significant one for purpose of defining. And we have to define this reliability. It should be applied to democracy. This reliability should be applied to secularism. This reliability should be applied to republic status. This reliability should be applied to socialist status, as well as this reliability should apply to your sovereign status. Our preamble must be applied with this reliability, so that all our Article 395 and under this constitution must be accordingly relied upon. We have to understand that way. We are not small country, we are a leading democracy. In fact, we are biggest with our largest democracy in world. We claim that. But we should prove that. Of course, we are the largest democracy only by number of head counts, not by standards of quality, standards of safety of democracy, quality of democracy. What quality do we have? We have to raise the questions to ourselves. Do we have quality to democracy? Or we have only, you can say, mindless democracy, where no mind is applied? Which one we have? Or we have a donkey's democracy, or animal's democracy, or what sort of democracy we do have? This is very strong and objective question, which every citizen of this country must understand, even though you are at lowest education level, or you are located at lowest economical level, you mean say poorest of poor and richest of richest. Everybody has a duty to understand, where do we stand, where do we own our responsibility, or do we do something for ourselves, or we just sleep without having any degree of seriousness. We are not worried about present, we are not worried about past, we are not about future. Why I'm saying about past? Because past means the latter, the lessons learned. If you don't review past, we cannot learn how we could work last time, how we failed, where did we fail, what a lesson we have to learn from that circumstance where we failed, and if we passed successfully, what was reason how we passed, and how can we improve that reason to have further distinction on that. Everything is important, past, present, and future. Present is our role model. It says you are doing this, you have to research this. And if you research and find something out of it that's useful for future, and future unknown, of course, and it can be made known, it can be forecast. That's what's required. Forecast doesn't mean astronomical, astrological forecast. Forecast means how you think your vision is, Where is vision? Just like freedom struggles made one reason that we want a nation like this on self-status government, but that didn't happen. They wanted poor should enjoy, but are poor enjoying in this country? It's a big question mark. I'm an engineer. I'm not economist. I'm not a philosopher. But mind works, mind thinks, and I speak. There's some cards giving me, speak this, I'm not speaking. I've not done any research on that. I'm not a scholar of economics, I'm not a scholar of political science, I'm not a scholar of civics, I'm a person, very ordinary engineer, very small engineer, which does very small jobs. Probably I'm year 65 now. It doesn't matter that I'm an experienced person, but one should not be proud in the one should not be proud of that. One should think in thinking is your job. Think is very important. You think continuously find solution because you think when you analyze and when you find this is a question, this is a problem, this is a question, this is a problem, and this is an answer. If you take 5 questions or 5 analysis, five for the reasons of this, find clues of it, you'll suddenly get some answer to that, and don't answer, you'll consult someone that more answer. That's how life moves. So life is not easy. I mean, you cannot take life for granted. It means I understand each and every aspect of life. Life is God given. It's physical as well as spiritual. We are very much interested in physical being and earning everything and enjoying life. We must get our rights and facilities for life to exist for only for this. But we don't have a spiritual one in our soul. We don't care for soul, but important thing is soul. If a soul good, if a soul is a good property, it can help your body. But soul cannot be seen, it can be only felt, understood. You know your soul is there, but you can't see that. There's like electric flow, it's electric quantity, so moving can't see that. You can feel we are using appliances. So your body is an appliances, everybody's body is appliances. You think on that mind is working, it means your soul is a direct evidence. If your mind is working, mind itself is top of soil. Mind controls your body as well as your soul. Your soul is distributing energy to every part of your body. We medical people may not accept this fact. It means until there is soul, your body exists. Once soul leaves your body, you are saying this person expired. Of course, that's right. I'm just giving a brief description of that, and that's all because soul is more important. Soul of nation is also there. Don't forget that. If I have soul, animals have soul, creatures, the birds have soul. You may say nation has a soul. And what is that soul? Who controls that soul? Virtually, that's public of that nation controls that soul. But public cannot combine all souls together. For that purpose, a person is appointed. You can say an institution is appointed. It's called government. And government is also many institutions like government of legislature and government of executive and government of judiciary and government of public and government of this and that. So many fractions and we can say parts are there. But the government is not simply one government, there are many governments, and we are overall that government because we are total government. We are government, super government, public is super government, the constitutional author of public is we are author of our constitution and we are exponent of our constitution, you can say. So we are honor of this country because this is in saying only. It's not in practical. Honor can sell property, but public is not allowed to take any action, take any decision on the country. It's through some system, and that system institutionalized governance. And institutionalized governances, we have already said there are 3 parts of government, 3 wings, and that is wing of president plus Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha is 1 wing, and government ministries are another wing, and you can say judiciary is 1 wing, and total about that is president, and about that is you can say public of this country. That is called sovereign status. Sovereign status means public of this country, which himself is a king, is a republic status. And then there are states of social because everything belongs to a state and state belongs to a person, everyone. That's social status and democratic one that we say, which is very most important. It's in hands of public. The other parts are not in hands of public. Sovereign status is for all, republic status for all, social status for all, but secular status, of course, for all, and democratic status for each and every citizen, individually, independently, without any imposition of power. That is value one. Why I'm taking this into consideration? All statues like that. This figure is like that. Public, down president, down institutions, all these 3. And these 5 principles that we have. Again, I'm telling you, sovereignty, socialism, secularism, democracy, and republic. Out of this republic, socialism, secularism, and democracy are prime heads, but practical head is democracy. I'm saying repeat, sorry, maybe my mistake. Say sovereign status plus socialist status plus secular status plus republic status. These are having different statuses which are not, you can say, owned by individuality, but democracy is directly handled by voter of this country, subject of this country, adult suffrage of this country, and franchise of this country, which every citizen is at one time of life. When you enter age of 18 and above, you are a democratic value. You are a democratic author. You are a democratic, you can say, component. You are a democratic honor of this country. And that is where we come into play with whole system. It is very significant one that we must understand this point, but we ignore this point. Just we convert this into vote and finish it. Vote is not actually exclusive democratic. Vote is a part of system. And we have to understand that point. I'm just talking all this just to make background what I'm talking about, and you should know that. We always take vote for granted. We all citizens consider vote as just a tool, just use it once in 5 years and there's a bye bye, miss, good night. It's like that. But vote is not that. It's not a button pushing. It's not even ballot paper stamp. It is something else. These people, political party people, they have just squeezed it to vote once at one time 5 years. But to me, as citizen of this country, and to you, citizen of this country, you have to not compress it, you have to not jip it, but to abstract it and keep it continuously for without fail for 5 years, and then another 5 years, and another 5 years. This is not what to elect. No, that is a procedure. It's not simply what to elect, but to vote to control. It's vote to control, vote to supervise, vote to surveillance, vote to head, vote to be principal, vote to be honor. Do you know this? My vote is not simply to elect someone, no. That's not my vote. That is one point of vote. I have to elect, but I have to de-elect as well. De-elect is how to catch hold of that person whom I elected because I am principal and he is my attorney. It's that relation. He is my trustee. I am principal. It's kind of trust. It's kind of delegation of authority. It's kind of, I am allowing you to work for me. That's what contract. It's kind of contract. Though it cannot be resigned, it cannot be, you can say, broken, but it's a contract. Contract, political contract, institutional contract, legal contract that I am asking you, I am allowing you to have this seat and work for me successfully and report to me whenever required, and then I expect you to report to me or at frequent intervals of these 5 years. Within these 5 years, you have to do this job. Start that, an exchange of which in remuneration, reward of that, I pay you salary, I pay you all bucks which are attached or attributed to your position. And you have to do further work for electing someone else, which is a chain of election. I elect you, you elect PM, you elect president, you elect this and that, and this chain moves on this way. I authorize you to do that. I authorize you to be elected. First, you elect yourself. You are in a seat. You elect working government. You elect working president. You elect where is required. That is work. That is means of vote. But do we understand that? We say, no, I have voted, finished. My hands are out. There's nothing in my hands. Everything is in the hands. Read Constitution. Constitution never says you cannot catch hold of your representative. In fact, it doesn't stop you from that. Constitution is very clear document. It is giving you direction which has no limitations. Limitations have been made. They say this man is elected of 5 years. We cannot ask him to resign. No need of resign. You catch hold of him. Do this. You force him to do this. That is power of voter. Maybe you say where is written. Everything is not written. Is it written that person should be educated? Is it written that person should be smart? Is it written that person should work for us? It's not written. But you have to do it because constitution demands that, public demands that. Something is written, something is silent. But public is living, don't forget. Constitution says, we people of this country did this constitution and we adopted it ourselves. We gave it to ourselves. This means we are living. Public today I die, but public is there. Whoever died doesn't make a difference. Public is there. So author is there with you. Author is this document is with you. Exponent of this document is with you. A person who devised this document is with you, and that person says, read this. And if you cannot do something based on this, I am there. You refer to me, you consult me. And that consultancy is called, you can ask that person, hey Mr. Hey Shriman, you are unable to do this, please go away, so resign. You have that power. This analysis we have to understand, this comprehension, this comprehensive framework we have to understand. It doesn't need civics knowledge, it doesn't need political lecture, it doesn't need you have to be expert in this. Simple languages there. Try to understand what would be having in the minds of those people who devised this. They are big brilliant people. Dr. Ambedkar Sahib, big brilliant. Jawaharlal, big brilliant. All those were big brilliant. Had been Subhash, he would have much more better than this. Gandhi. But we have to understand. We cannot say this article 395 says this. Forget that articles are there. Major article is sitting at 140 crores people. In those days of 30 crores people in 1950, say, just to think that way. And Pakistan was just 3 crores or 2 crores that time. You remember that. You just see a limitation of how we have stand 3 crore people of Pakistan and 30 crore, 47 crore people of this country. We did this. That 27-30 crore has gone now to 140 crore, about 5.5 times. And that country has gone to 27 times. The explosive value of population, explosive proportioning of that. We have to take into our consideration how its system has to work. We have to think of ourselves. Nobody is there to think for us. We have every right to defeat, to fight with these representatives who just run away after having been elected. We cannot accept this. It is my right to check everyone's performance, everyone's proposal. If that person fails to work, I have every right, public has every right to go and catch hold of that person, whoever he may be. Until we cross this point, we cannot check this. We cannot do this. We shall always be considered slave. And they consider us slaves. They don't listen. What's fault of that person who deposit money in bank, PMC bank? What's fault of that person? He had 2 crores and he died. He had 60, 70 lakhs, he died. 90 lakhs, he died. And tomorrow it can happen with me also, with you also. Means there's no control. No control at all. They just published one law. You cannot take more than 1 lakh. What nonsense this is. You are a robber. That law was done. These people accepted that and nobody knew about it. I didn't know that one. You didn't know that. Now we are discovering that. What hell this is. You can change. Suppose 1 crore I have, 50 lakhs I have. You can convert to 1 lakh by your own management. Okay, we'll give you this one. Why should I keep money with you? Why should I trust you? Is my money free of cost? Is it robbed money? You give me this money. Who are you? And if you allow leak of this money, if you did not control this money, whose fault is? I'm not blaming any political party on this. It's system. You are responsible for that. There's a bank, there's a company, RBI is a statutory body. You are a constitutional person. What you are doing? RBI cannot say no. And all banks, may be public or private, they are under RBI. They are under banking laws. They cannot say this money has gone, you are not responsible. If you are not responsible, why are you sitting here? If public trusts you, keeps money in banks, what for? Based on your responsibility that their money is in the hands of reliable people. And again, I said, I will explain to you just now. Your money should be safe. It should be serviceable. Means anytime you can draw or deposit, and it should run there forever until you want. If you cannot maintain that, if you cannot execute that, like you prosecute the system, then what for you? You prosecute yourself, leave this shop. You can do that. You are silent means silence. Silence is answer. You think so? We are paying to you, we are paying to RBI. RBI is a company, you are a partner of that, you are responsible to that. You cannot simply skip responsibility. No one can skip responsibility in our system. System is system. You cannot say no. You are not different than world. Every day the system. It is your luck that public is sleeping. Really, you are very lucky. Government, you are very lucky. RBI. The people are not speaking about. People can hang you. Believe me. It is this country, safe country. You are here politics. You are playing politics. Had it been Egypt or the Arab world, they will hang you by now. They won't bother who you are. You may be prime minister, president will hang you. You are worth that. You are not caring about people. You are not caring about people. You are not caring about. You are not listening problems of public. You are just playing politics everywhere, and politics is not answer to problems. Dedication, devotion, thinking, concentration, finding solutions and resolutions. That is answer of public's problem. You don't study problems. You don't enlist problems. You don't know what are problems even. You don't even identify problems. Public has to tell you every time this is my problem. What your 60 ministers are doing, Now, 60 ministers in your cabinet, for what they are? We are expending on them. They are getting salaries, they are getting all facilities. You are not alone, Mr. Prime Minister. You are not alone in this government. President is not alone, he is supported by whole cabinet. What you are doing? Is President sitting only for purpose of signatures, and you're sitting only for purpose of roaming around world and doing nothing? And what these ministers are doing? They are getting all benefits. For what? Why should pay them? You remove all these ministers if you don't need them. You remove all the MPs if you don't need them. You do alone yourself. You are showing us you are alone, only one man, and others are just sleeping. If ministers are sleeping, means bureaucracy is sleeping, or ministries are sleeping, and then public is sleeping. Who is there in this world of Bharat? Who is there? I am an engineer, but thinking is not limited to engineer or doctor. Your mind is there, you have to think, it's your duty to think. You can't stop thinking, it's God gift. Think tank should be there, and there should be 140 think tanks in this country, 150 crores, but there are hardly not even 50 crores. 20 crores, 10 crores. How many people think of this country? Everybody is thinking to live in this country, enjoy and die. That's all. You are lucky. You are not Egypt. You are lucky you are not Lebanon. You are not Algeria. You are not Sudan. You are lucky. You are not Hong Kong. See, China is down by Hong Kong. See what China, which is considered parallel to US, economically by power, they are shivering by Hong Kong action. They may say we'll control, we'll not control. Xi Jinping says that, but fact remains that he's down. He has done something different, additionally also for Hong Kong, just to keep them silent. He's trying to concession them everything. But these are Hong Kong. They are happy to go to Taiwan or some other country. They are happy to go to US, but they're happy to go to mainland of China. Mainland of China. China is asking him, come on, I give you civil position, civil services position equivalent to IS positions here. You see news of yesterday. You'll find that. It's a country like China can be stirred by Hong Kong youth. Our youth are sleeping. Just shouting something, sloganing something, and jantar mantar cannot solve problem. Jantar a very small area. How many people can accommodate? Go and see just shouting every day. Maybe they have paid something, or it may be EVM issue, it may be a bank issue, it may be public sector issue, it may be some other issue. They just gather there for some YouTube channel teaches there, and they gather. That's all, nothing else. Our people are very, very lazy, very, very real. You can say we can stay hunger, no problem. We can stay hungry, we can stay thirsty, we can be beaten, we can digest each and everything because our souls are not existing. Unfortunately, we are not engineering society. In fact, we have engineering, but people are not engineering. Society should be engineering. It should be active society. It should not be passive one. See German example. See example of England. I don't consider America to be an engineering society, but that is a money society only. Nothing else. Quality of America is useless. Until you do your job, you cannot sleep. That is basic principle of life. If you have some problem, you can never sleep. If you are really human being, and if you sleep, you can never solve problem. You should know basis how to solve, how to work on that. Otherwise, if you are really intelligent, you cannot sleep. And you sleep means you are not intelligent at all. Because it will not allow you to sleep well, sleep some. If this problem is there and you cannot solve that, maybe you take some rest, but you have to, in your dream, that question arises. That answer does not come. It has to be found out. That is called intelligence. That is called brain working, concentration of something. Concentration is very important. Concentration is thus doesn't mean just intensity at one place. It means, like you can say, connection to nature to get answers. Actually, concentration is nothing sort of but a kind of connection to God, just you call yoga. In fact, yoga is connection to God. It's not physical exercises that are done. Until you are in a yogic state of your mind, you cannot find solutions, and naturally solutions will come to your mind if you adopt that. But if you drink at night and hangover, you cannot find solutions. Your mind is just, you can say, in virus mode of your drink. You cannot find that. And 90% people, 80% people drink every day. They eat those foods which clog your mind, which clog your sleep, your soul. How can you find solution? I'm not against your food habits. I'm not against your lifestyle. But everything is down. Everything is lower status than style of your nation. If your nation is strong, you are strong. If your nation is weak, you are weak, I am weak. If my country is not strong, I am insulted outside of this country. I am defeated in that manner. Oh, you are from that country. Well, okay, fine, fine. They will not say directly, but hint is that. It means this person is unable to give quality, this person is unable to give answer because he is from that country, or this she is from that country. This usually happens. So we have to fight that situation also. We can fight. Ideally, you have to be extraordinary in your educational system, in your experience earning. You have to be an extraordinary person. Only then you can encounter those foreigners' questions, those answers by your additional effort applied onto your learning stage, but from whatever documents which you fail to get that into your own country. That's important. But what I'm saying is, overall, our systems were very good sometimes. I cannot say they were not good. I also studied by education, school education, college education, other education. We studied. But those times were different. Education was like free. Therefore, we used to pay very, very little sum chanda, that was called something like half a rupee or something in our schoolings, 30 paisa, 40 paisa. That was like free freedom. And we got that benefit. It was like a mixed economy status, but education was very important. Hospital services were very important. We used to get free service of hospitals, free service of education, and we came up to some standard. And now time has changed. Education has become like to make a house. Just like you have to spend money to make a house, if you want to earn medical education, engineering education, or some other high profile education, you have to earn like house making, it's a house. And even after that, you're not getting success in your jobs or your business. Then you have to think what's the reason behind that. Either we have too much excessive population, or we are not reliable. Our products are not that qualitative. Our education is not that qualitative. Our hospital services are not too qualitative. Even in private sector, this is not that qualitative. Where is fault then? It's not simply one institution can decide. No, it's a public has to decide. Public has to, the public has to be serious in that case. I am blaming everybody, including myself, that we ignore, we condone, we are not serious. We see something happening before us, in our eyes, before us, in our eyesight, we can see that, but we are silent, we don't fight, we don't raise alarm. There we are weak. Everywhere we are weak. If you raise alarm, they will start, oh, this man is talking like he's a foolish guy, he doesn't understand. Simply they will say that, they will tease you rather than accepting your warnings. You are teased. If you can digest that teasing, if you can digest your insult, no problem. We have to digest sometimes, because those people we know are fools. Those people do not understand what they are doing. So you have to forgive them. But you have to keep moving. That is very important. You know what happens? It generally, if you work according to requirement, if you work regularly, punctuality with punctual attendance, and more than what is required, your colleagues won't be happy if they are work stealers. It happens. I have experienced this. If you move accordingly or work hard, if you concentrate, if you are reliable, there you will earn so many opposers, so many opponents in your office itself, because they don't want you to at them. They want you move with them with that stream, which is river flow. They want to move with them. If you go encountering them, you are their enemies, automatic enemies. They would say even sometimes if they are so frank with you, why you are coming in time? Why you are doing everything so much? Why you are doing extra work? You get such type of negative comments from them, negative remarks from them. But you have to digest that, because everybody cannot be same. Nobody wants that they be behind you, because pull legs of others who stand in their line. Do not allow a person to move, because you cannot catch them. Pull legs. This is habit. And it's not only in our country, it's everywhere. Nobody wants other to be given award. Award means you think if you go do more, you'll get bonus marks or you get something. And this they don't prefer. They must be given something without doing work. And you should not be given something even if you do three times of what they are working for. That's what I'm saying. Our country is full of potential. Our country is full of people. Our country is full of minds. And I'm surprised our people I have experienced are more better, much more better than those West people, England people, US people, Canada people, who are just racialistically more valuable, because we are just having different race, we are not valuable. Yes, our education has given us some value. Even their education system was not that fine. Of course, they were specialized in certain fields, but we are specialized as well as generalized. We can advance more. For example, I passed engineering in 74 to 80, and I came with so many expertise with me. I could enter any field of choice, road field, building field, railway field, or environment field, or whatever field. There are so many fields in each discipline of branches of engineering, and you can move further. This gate is available, a door is available. You can enter there and learn more and more in that field, because education is not adequate to practically work in engineering. It is just a guiding factor. But in other countries, it's different. They don't teach like that. They teach only just get one certification of building engineering or something engineering like that, and you work accordingly. You are a specialist in that. But our education system was based on an ordinary issue, but we could learn further. We had a scope of that. And those people are not interested in learning more. They're just interested in one work only. This is my job, it's my aspiration, it's done, I've done my work, I'm going, thank you very much. But you could learn how that. You can do quantity surveying, you can do design work, you can do execution work, you can do consultancy work, you can do drawing work, you can do whatever you want to do. You are there to work 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day on that, and you get another kind of a specialist, though it's not examined, but it's what comes that you produce work. That self is a success. It doesn't mean you need a diploma or degree on that. Diploma or degree is just a certification itself that you can do this, but you are doing that. This means this is post certification. That is what country requires. If there's a mechanical engineer, if he cannot do work in machine floor, what he can do? Nothing. He just sits on computer and work? No. His work is accurately required. He has to do accurate measurements. He has to do everything. He has to stay below machines. He has to make his greased hand. Everything. He has to wear your aprons. All that. It's orals. He has to work hard. Same thing, civil engineer has to work hard, electrician has to work hard, other engineers has to work hard. We can sit in AC machine, AC room all the time and say, I'm doing this and I cannot go outside, I can't stay in stuff. You have to do it. If you cannot do it, you are not required. That we have to self-impose on ourselves. Self-imposed discipline is very important. Where there is self-imposed discipline, proaction is there. You don't need a supervisor if you are a professional. Why you need a supervisor? You're a professional, you understand profession, you do it. I had met many foreigners in my experience. I say, what do you mean by engineer? We cannot we cannot understand here first meaning of engineer. It's simply you do job, that's it. Deliver job, that's engineering. That is engineering. If you are constructing a building, you have to do each and every activity under your control. If you don't do it, you cannot do it. You have to do each job whenever required, and that's why you deliver it. This is the job. They will deliver with quantity, deliver with quality, deliver with safety, and customer satisfaction must be achieved with addition of value engineering. This concept have been developed by professionalism, by experience. It's not simply if you write, you have to finish this job in 13 months, you have to finish in 30 months, it can be 35 months or it can be 25 months. It depends on your efficiency, your performance, your dedication, how you use the resources, how best you utilize this, and that is what is required. If you leave defects, if you don't give quality, that job is not value. Because forward value engineering in that case, because you're not giving requirement. You are not dealing what's the criteria defined behind it, the field defined behind that, what specification behind that. So everything is there. Same thing applies to our social life. Same thing applies to our institutionalized life, which we call institutions of politics, institution of democracy. That is what we have to understand. Democracy, we have to understand in principle. It's not simply politically defined democracy, it should be institutionalized democracy that we actually require. This is what Constitution says, institutionalized democracy. When it says in preambles, everything is institutionalized, institutionalized secularism, institutionalized socialism, institutionalized sovereignty, institutionalized republic, and institutionalized democracy. This institutionalized, we have to understand, this is not simply vote. This is not simply vote. Intellectual must understand. Public must understand. Simply vote is not an answer. It's not an answer. We have to understand the story behind that. We have to understand construction of this democracy world. We have not to import from England. We have to not to import from America or somewhere else. We have to understand it by our definition. We have to establish definition and apply to us what democracy is. I elect MP is not democracy. It's just a part of democracy. If I elect MLA or they elect a PM or that is just election. That's not complete democracy. Democracy has to be atomized. It has to be frictioned. It has to be discussed as atomic structure. How it works, how this element works. Only then we can understand. We cannot give, we freely leave our hands to these leaders, so-called politicians. Why? It is our money, it is our country, it is our time, it is our class. So why should we say they will do for us? They are required to do for us, but we have to be on their heads, on their shoulders. They have to carry us by their potential. That is required. We have to check them each day, every day, by or through whatever medium we have, whatever systems we further have related to that democracy. We have to check them. And that is what democracy. People say, oh, I have voted, I have no other choice, we cannot do anything. That is why these people know very well. These businessmen of politics, I call them industrialists of politics, a commercial establishment of politics, political parties, they have made us fool. Since 1950, we have been stupefied by them. They know it very well. If they don't have political power, they cannot survive. Every leader knows that. It may be whatever party I don't name. They know this is their business, this is their shop, this is their job. They have to be there in certain periods of 5 years. Of course, not all times, but maybe 25 to 30% of these elections, they have to be in power. Only then they can survive because they are not professionals. They are cheaters, they are sellers, they are abusers of our power. Why doesn't happen in USA that people remove that? They know what's required, how law operates there, how law operates in US, how law operates in England, how other laws operates in Gulf. All laws operate there. Only here laws are de-operated. Laws are abused. These are abused by judiciary itself. These are abused by advocates. These are abused by political leaders. These are abused by public. And these are abused by professionals. For example, chartered accountants, they abuse it. Engineers, they abuse it. Doctors abuse it. Everywhere there's abuse of law. Laws are there. There's no deficiency of laws in our country. You open laws. You are engineers. You are lawyers. Lawyers know that. I know that. But engineers are always silent on law. They only don't want to study laws because they say it's not my field. But when they are beaten up, they are caught up by contracts, or they are caught up by other issues, they try to understand this law. And that is where there's a problem. If you ignore something, you study this as a junior subject. What's the problem with that? When you study so many 30 years, you learn 40 subjects in your professional education. Why can't you learn as an optional one? Just like I studied optional as social science, for example. I studied optional as applied geophysics, for example. So you can just take in your career time something. It's not difficult. At least you know what is law, what is the meaning of law. People even don't know meaning of law. You ask them, what's law? You cannot get answer. He will say something, statute or something. You know if you don't definition of law. You ask them what's parliament, people even don't know what's the meaning of parliament. One will say something, another will say something like that. If an engineer who is supposed to be very highly qualified person, educated person, if that person does not make use of all these powers we have, all this power, I would should say, knowledge is power, all these lights we have, we just kindle lights at seminars. Saraswati is there, and we kindle lights. That is just physical indication. But do you use that? Is that like they use so many lights there? You kindle that one. So many people are there, diplomats are there, delegates are there, kindle like it. This ceremony only. And do you know meaning of those lights? Don't apply that. You just say, oh, this ceremony we are done and take some photograph, take video and this and publish on your and that's it. Is that enough? Do you kindle light of your life? Do you kindle light in your minds? Do you kindle light in your education? Do you kindle light in your project? Do you kindle light for society? Do you kindle light for your laborers, your workers? Where do you kindle light? Only in seminars, in congresses, in conferences? Saraswati Mandana is not enough. Saraswati follow is enough. Saraswati, what does it mean? There's a ras, sars, this juice of knowledge. You must have that. It's not simply physique. It's not a Devi. It's a requirement. And Lakshmi is other. It's also a requirement. Some people just worship Lakshmi and they ignore Saraswati, and some people just worship Saraswati and ignore Lakshmi. But both have to move together. Life is that way. Alone Saraswati or alone Lakshmi cannot move. Saraswati is there. If no money is there, no Lakshmi is there, Saraswati cannot do anything. And if no Saraswati is there, money is there, money cannot do anything. Knowledge is required, resources required, both are required. Humans are required, machines are required, raw materials are required. There's a combination of everything. So we have to analyze this. It's not a question of religion or faith. It's not a question of dharma or Islam. It's a question of requirement. That's only symbolic performance that you do when you conduct seminars. But seminars is also conducted in minds, individuals. Everything is seminar. When I'm thinking, it's seminar. When I'm self-deliberating, it's seminar. When I am part of a brainstorming, I'm a seminar. Everything is seminar. When you're thinking, you have many questions in mind, you have many answers in mind, you have to find best answer for that. That is self seminar for individuality. You have to find that one, otherwise has to recognize that one, accept that one, or debate on that one. Your result is there, seminar. It has to tell someone this is right, this is wrong. You find defects and you have acceptance of that as well. That's why I'm saying, don't go to just one direction. There are so many directions. Life has to find itself many directions. If you just stick to one direction, you are stalemate. You are stagnant water. You have no flow. So we have to move like river and then need to march into sea and come up again as the operation part and the salted water because of basaltic nature of salts on this water is rustic or stored. So you have to come back to clouds and down. It's a cycle as natural cycle. We have to be like that. Until we think that way scientifically, we cannot improve this. Other countries did this scientifically and they improved. There's no doubt. Indeed, they did it successfully because they were suffering. America suffered a lot. England suffered a lot. They had nothing to eat, nothing to do. Even we don't suffer. We have water, we have food, we have grains, we have ghee, we have everything in our life. We used to eat jellyfish and luscious and enjoy life and sleep everywhere. We all seals we enjoy, but those people didn't die. You see history of America, so you go in Canada, and you see history of England, there were nothing called deserts and no and fruits and no foods. They used to depend on fishes and animals. But they struggled up. They have to live that survive. And we enjoyed. We have all facilities gifted to us, blessed to us by God, and we enjoyed that. We exploded our population. They didn't explode their population because they had struggled. They had to fight with their problems. We didn't have to fight with the problems. We enjoyed our wealth. That is the difference. And those who struggle in life, those fight at every step, they of course get success somewhere. And those who enjoy their life and sleep, they lose whatever they have. So we are richest children in this country, and now still we are richest, but we can't identify that. We depend upon foreign technology. Of course, you don't have to. You have to depend upon that. You have to bring everything from, and politics says, oh, get everything from, forget, don't develop yourself. Get everything, get everything, get means you want to surrender at every point. And when there is surrender, when there is submission, means you don't want to struggle, you don't want to fight with the environment, you do not fight your problems, you just allow to something, oh, you take my problems and solve it and give back to me. And that person is not your servant. That person shall of course charge 25% on that, and still 25% of that you get 50% only if you're so lucky. So 50% you lose, that half of your property you give someone else to help you. This is what you want. Is you are just claiming 50% now, and your next generation will further claim 50%. But so one day you will lose this power, you will lose wealth, and that's where we are going to. Though there is no atomic war now, it could be in future, but this war is more difficult than atomic war. We are losing our health, our wealth, our power to someone unknown. That unknown are also seen, but we are helpless because we don't want to work hard, we don't want to struggle, and we just say, okay, for example, agriculture, you can say agriculture is our root, it's our foundation. For not now, you can say if you go to millennials years back, thousands of years back, it's your life, it was your life, still it is your life, but you don't value it because this agriculture, though it's an engineering discipline, who knows how many engineers are there from agricultural field, how many are working in fields. We just say kisans, kisans. How many have you ever heard this kisan is agricultural engineer? How many are there? What discipline is there? Full engineering is there. Who bothers about that? Because it is hard work. Nobody likes that. And even if they are engineers, they won't be valued that much because kisan know engineering. That's the point. Civil engineers, people know electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, IT engineers, this and everybody knows. This means we don't value technology, we don't value engineering, we value only status. So there's a degradation of farming. Who is how many agriculture? There was a time when 80% people were working on agriculture. How many are working now? There's no meaning of working because they are not earning anything out of that. They are not able to make their livings. So why should someone work? If I don't get my salary enough to meet my living, why shall I work? So people are leaving engineering also. Engineering, basic engineering, such as electrical, mechanical, civil, these are basic engineering. Without this, nothing is possible. And these are based on basic sciences. Basic sciences are called basic engineering, and basic engineering are not valued now. Management was valued more than engineering, and now IT is valued more than everything. It has been there. So, when you lose your foundations, when building foundation is lost, what shall happen to building? It will sink, it will down, it will go, it will. Same thing happens to structure of country. Our foundations are human resources, our foundations are resources, natural resources, our foundations are intellectuals, our foundations are our efforts to work, our foundations are wealth of these people to be used, to be developed. But are we doing that? We are not doing that. I am not certainly criticizing system, believe me, I am criticizing public. Because public, it is very difficult to understand public first of all. Because public is a vast definition. If you see definition in legal books, you will find everybody is public. Yes, everybody. So just like everybody, judges are defined in, you can say in courts. Judges definition. You will find IPC. You go to IPC and find the definition of judges. You will find 10 points are there written who are judges. Just like they are written public servants. You mean to say, I'm not just public servants. Who are public servants? You go into one definition of public servant, you'll find 10 points. Just like other definitions are there. But as public, everybody is public. Yes, everybody is public. But what is duty of public? Nobody knows. You do whatever you want, that's your duty. You do whatever you do, you have right to live, your right to live, right to develop, your constitutional rights, everything. Everything is defined but not understood. I am I am really credit those people who worked on these 395 articles and preambles in those days when there was nothing available, there was no direction available, no resources available, but they could do whatever they could do, keep appraise those circumstances. Amos in those days. If I were there, maybe I would do little better, little you can say not better than this, but they did. Whosoever were they, that party did, that committee did, and they produced these documents. It was whether copied from someone or it was brought in from someone, insertion someone, whatever it was for us. This document is descriptive one, comprehensive one, if understood well. If it is not understood well, it's raddi, scrap, nothing. But is it not for citizens to understand this? It is for citizens to understand this, but we don't understand this. And this is only problem where we are. Until we understand this document, we cannot change this country. And if you don't understand document, this document is of no use. If it's not you, why do you think that it's only useful for judges or for advocates or for politicians? Why not useful for us? Why should we look at face of IAS officer or lawyers or others to tell us what is this? Is this content of physics or chemistry or biology or trigonometry or differential equation, whatever is there? We can't understand that. It's not technology, it's simple English or regional language. You can read that, understand that. There's no problem. But why should I read? I'm more interested in films, I'm more interested in crickets, I'm more interested in something else, which is not my field, but I want to enjoy that. You enjoy this. Who stops you? You can't enjoy this because it's very boring document. But it is valuable. It applies to you every day, every hour, every moment. It applies to you. Why don't you use it? Why don't you understand it? You have to look at lawyers. Vakil sir, what happened to my case? You don't know what happened to your case. I have met many people. Oh, I won that case. No case says you have won or you are lost. No case adjudicates that way. See languages of judgments. There's nothing written as such. But people say, Vakil told me you are lost. Vakil told me you are won. That type of illiteracy exists even in qualified people. Problem is that there will be 200 pages judgment, and real judgment will be in 3 pages or 4 pages. Others are only what petition, how this party responded, how that party responded, and then further rejoinders and then conclusion, and then you can say arguments, and after that you'll say this is my conclusion, this is my judgment. So out of 200 pages, there will be hardly 3, 4, 5, 6 pages which constitute real judgment. But we cannot even go through that. And engineers forward, I don't consider engineers so strong. Maybe 1 or 2% here by using counters or arbitration to go through that. Why other engineers don't know? This should be a part of study. Why can't it be a part of study? How many engineers know Constitution? Tell me. How many engineers know? Okay, forget Constitution. How many corporate members of institution of engineers know about charter? My question is that. There are about 1 lakh, or I think around that, corporate member who are called chartered engineers from Institution of Engineers India, which is a chartered body, which is a statutory body, which is equal to a constitutional body. These members are called corporate members, and these members are called chartered engineers. And these members are, of course, permanent bodies. But how many how many do know about contents of that charter? Hardly 5% don't know. Forget corporate members, even council members don't know thoroughly. Same thing applies to us. How, when we cannot know our own system, our own law, how can we expect that our people shall know national constitution? We know about our subjects because we have to pass that examination. We have to get certification that I am an engineering graduate. After that, bye-bye. That's it. That is a part of our system. Why should I know that? My question is that. We are not serious. When someone is beaten by contractor, when some project engineer or superintending engineer or project manager or contracts manager when he's beaten by contractor by a stick of law. Only then you think, what is this? When you have to answer, you have to respond to that letter. What contractor demands, compliance of this section, compliance of this article of constitution, you have to answer. Then you look for, where is lawyer, where is advocate, what should advocate know that? Advocate does not know anything about construction. Advocate does not know anything about specification or design or drawing. Or expect advocate to help you. Can't do that. You have to find answer yourself. Even if you hire an advocate, you have to tell him everything. And that advocate cannot understand. Advocate shall ask you again and again and again. You have to clarify again and again and again. What's use? 3 times you clarify, you will forget yourself what I clarified. And 4 times as you ask, he himself shall say, okay, I'll keep this, okay, I'll make this, I'll take another 1 month to compose, to make this petition for arbitration of a court. And time is lost. Project time is very important. It may be a 1-year project or 2-year project, and you'll find cases for 15 years and 20 years, and even arbitration takes years because those people do not know what is this case. This is not insurance case, this is not bus ticket case, this is project case where the hundreds of items executed and every item is interlinked. You don't work on projects as code works or police works. You work in practicality. You don't record everything thoroughly so evidence can be created. That's a practical life. Even we have many sections designed in advanced engineering, planning section, quality section, safety section, this section, that section. They are not coordinating themselves. And they cannot coordinate because they don't know coordination. Each work his way. Even meetings are not properly conducted. Coordination meetings or site meetings or policy meetings or review meetings, these are not conducted. Drawings are not conducted properly. Drawings are not well coordinated, well prescribed, well specified. Nothing. Refer to this specification, refer to that specification. That happens. And clearly laws are not there. Contract is a charter. People don't understand. It is devised under Contract Act. This means you must know Contract Act. And there's a contract. There's a contract. There must be another contract in that. And there's an arbitration contract, which is separate one. No embedded in the same contract, but separate one. You have to know that clause of arbitration or dispute resolution, which means you have to know mechanism of dispute resolution, which may be fitting deposit resolution or something else. This means one says contract, another says this, and then says this, and then says this. So either you form yourself how to solve this or leave it, because contractor company is interested in mere money profit. They are not interested, but they want more and more money by abuse of arbitration mechanism or by something else, or some specification is silent, some position and drawing is silent, and some lump sum contract is there. They are just interested in making money by this way or by that way. But who is involved? In fact, everywhere. Project engineer is involved, or design engineer is involved somewhere, or site agent is involved somewhere. Who shall help them? You say this is a legal point, and there should be a contract manager, or there should be a claims manager, or there should be a lawyer, like that, or there should be someone else to tell you. Why do you want to depend upon that? You very well know that those people cannot understand technicalities. Those people cannot understand specifications, cannot understand drawings. They can only give color to your requirement. What you write to them, they can just compose that into, and maybe that is wrong. Maybe that's not what you want to express. And that is where defect lies. For that, you have to train yourself. You have to teach yourself. You have to give time to this. That is called continuous professional development, or CPD. Therefore, it's very important. Yes, it is being done in professional engineering. Qualification of professional engineer is the route, is the destination to get this into your corporate world, into your engineering world. This means there is some development based on international methods, international professional engineer associations, of like EMF. This knowledge is coming. But even then, who is bothering? They are just interested in passing that examination or just getting the certification of professionals without even interesting. They are not interested in all this, but they have to do that. They are forced to do that. If you don't do that, you will make your losses, your country losses, your national losses, and your professional losses. If you don't understand that, simply technical engineering is not adequate. Contact engineering is very important, and it applies not only to the engineering profession; it applies everywhere. Same thing happens to medical profession. These doctors of the law, they just make mistakes. This happens, and they lose cases because of that. And engineers lose cases because of that. I used to work with British people in 1980s. Those people of chartered engineers, structural engineers, other engineers, when I was too young in Doha, I was thinking, and I used to how those people well conversed in this contractualities. I used to means I was surprised and shocked to see the language they use in talking even how this applies and how it applies. I could not understand what they're talking about. In those days when I was about 26 years age or 26 to 30 years age, that young age. And I was impressed by it. If those people were forced to learn that. Without that, they're not treated as chartered engineers. But here, you just pass an examination of engineering, you go to institution of engineers and apply for corporate membership, they will grant you AMIE, which is equivalent to chartered engineer, which is a description of chartered engineer. You don't have 10 years experience, you don't have 5, they will certify you. It was not that 10 years back, but it has changed now. Means we are not valuing experience, we are valuing only degree. Degree of engineering as well as degree of other professions do not mean anything until you learn by application. You learn using appliances, whatever you learned. That is called professional mechanism. It can be engineering, it may be chartered accountancy, it may be commerce, it can be medical, it can be someone else. Even medical, there is one here, internship, nothing. It's nothing, it's not that, but it's method, it's system, you have to follow that. Question is, everybody calls, I'm a structural engineer, I'm a civil engineer after passing B. Call yourself, no problem, but don't ask questions. Don't ask very, very brief questions, very unit questions. People ask such elementary questions which you can say insult degree. Why you ask some questions when you are in university? You don't learn that. This means education is falling. You ask some arts graduate something, BA, MA, BBA, someone else, you raise some questions. You raise some school student was past 12, some small question about translation of grammar. Everywhere you will find blank answer. Maybe 2-3% people, 2-3% students are there who can answer you successfully, but that is negligible. If you don't find more than 50% people, they can respond to your questions. You cannot say your education is of standardized methods. What is our educational controls? If you see educational control of engineering, educational control of medicine, in engineering there is no control at all. This is a council only for namesake. All you have council of technical education. How many technical people are there? Have you ever noticed that? How many practical engineers are there? How many professionals are there? How many people who works on field are there? And all are professors. Professors of university, not professors in field. I want those people who are professors in field. How many are there? And you expect them to improve education? How many ministers are professionals in our government? 60 ministers. How many are professionals? Have you ever noticed that? Forget Prime Minister. Nobody cares for Prime Minister. Work is to be done by Minister. Work is to supervise our ministers. It is Minister supervised by that. How many are there? Question arises. Who has to answer that? Public has to answer that. Because it is public that is suffering. Public is a stakeholder. In every question, public is a stakeholder. If it is a legal question, it's a constitutional question, or it's a normal question, or it's direct public use question, public is suffering. Public suffers, not these ministers. You loot bank, you don't pay money, your education is suffering. Whatever is happening, advocates and police are fighting. Whatever is there in whatever negative sense, public is responsible and public suffers. These people who should be responsible, they are not working for that. They come out too late, just like police comes too late, or just like firefighters come too late when building is completely destroyed, completely deteriorated. They come at that time with just extinguished smoke. Police comes only when everything is over. So are our leaders. They come, everything is over. They come that time. Oh, assurance, assurance, and assurance. You just to keep in mind, your people are dead. Everything is happened. Just no problem. No, keep no. Everything is normal. Everything is normal. Everything is normal. This is what happens in our country. Shall you call this a serious atmosphere? See environment. Environment. Somebody is saying Delhi is polluted. That is polluted. Whole nation is polluted. I should say whole nation is polluted. Minds are polluted, souls are polluted, actions are polluted, and environment is polluted. Who is responsible? Can you fix some responsibility on someone? No, you cannot fix. How can you fix? 35 crores vehicles running every day. Do you know that? Many times I explained 35 crores vehicles on an average run every day on our roads. In Delhi itself, it is more than 1 crore vehicles. In Delhi, vehicles means scooters, motorcycles, buses, cars, you can say all types of vehicles, trailers, trucks. 35 crore vehicles means in 1947 we had 30 crore people. This means more than one vehicle is run by everybody if you compare that population. We are now only 140 crore people, 130 crore people, we have 35 crore vehicles. We have 20 crores air conditioners, approximately. I'm not counted, but just assessed. 20 crores air conditioners, 110 to 1.5 ton used to work in summer. And how many generators, electric generators, 35 kVA? I think not less than 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs. I think it's in summer or winter for whole nation when there's a power down this work. And air conditioned trains, Rajdhani, Shadabi, whatever is there, and metros now, and flights, and industries, and everything. Can you calculate how much fuel you are burning? Who shall calculate? Whose duty it is? What is environmental minister doing? What are environmental experts are doing? Why they do not study this? And if they have studied this, what proposals, what solutions they have brought into public? Is there any statistics? Is there any planning commission report or Niti Aayog report? Is there some document like that? There's nothing as such. If there's some document, they just design something and publish the documents because they want to keep their faces masked up. I don't want masked faces. As citizen of this country, I want clear picture. It is against you or it is in favor of you. It should be right one, factual one. If you want to change it, you have to find the facts. And the facts cannot be concealed, cannot be masked. They should be exposed. That is a requirement of public. Public should know. Public has to be suppressed and told you are doing this wrong. Why why have you made having car a status symbol? Why my kid cannot go to school by walking or using cycle? Why if suppose they have to go to 2-3 kilometers, why do they need bus? These buses, if you see in morning school buses every city, thousands of buses moving here and there, blocking roads, blocking everything. One bus takes about 30-40 students. They jam road in morning time. What type of children, what type of youth we are developing for future? These youth who cannot walk a kilometer a day, they are ready to go to gymnasium for exercising, for physical activity, but they are not able to walk with their basket, with their, you can say, bag of school. They can't walk a kilometer. I've seen some people, bus comes, stands, parks, at house stops, and boy comes out. A guard is there to take bag of that boy, or parents are there to take bag here. Student cannot even carry bag itself. We are developing students for future soldiers. We are developing an army for future. Are we developing a defense system? And if they cannot work here, how do you expect those people to work in defense forces? This is not a conceptual question. If they are lazy, they are not that much active, how can they take on their shoulders the future of this country? Who shall think about this? Is it not duty of governor? Is it not duty of government? Is it not duty of public management to consider this? You may say they are not safe, they can be kidnapped, they can be this. There are so many answers to avoid some problem. Yes, you have money. You can afford 6,000 monthly for your bus, school. You can afford everything. You are a moneyed person. You are a rich man. But compare those people who live in very lower profile. I have seen those students, very poor kid who walk. Their knowledge is much more better than knowledge earned by these rich people, students. Well, I'm not going to that. Question is, where can we avoid pollution? Just how many cars are there in Delhi? You see, they are not taking steps of odd even now. Take it, no problem. But why now? Why not from beginning? Why do you fear court? Let court ask questions. Let court decide. Let court answer. Court is not above all. Court is also a part of us. You have to think for people first. If you had thought before that this can solve the part of a problem, you should have started it earlier. You should continue for 4 years, 5 years. And it should here itself should be throughout country. You cannot simply say, I don't have second car, I cannot visit. Question is, why not reduce use of vehicles? After we are paying money for petrol and diesel and gas, everything, some less money is to be paid. It's coming from outside. We are importing oil. We are spending our wealth of dollars. You just cannot walk to shopping center to buy your vegetables. You need a scooter or motorcycle or car to go there, park there in crowd, all parking space there. Just to buy vegetable for 200-300 rupees and coming back, you burn half a liter of petrol to buy 300 rupees vegetable. What sense is because you want to show your status? I have BMW, I have Toyota, I have Hyundai, I have this and I have that. For that status, you just jam that area where shopping center is with 100 cars. You can't walk for halfway or 1 kilometer. Use rickshaw. Why use car? Use cycle. No, your son doesn't use that because maybe he has to show to his girlfriend that I have this car or motorcycle. That's tendency. Means solutions are available. We don't want to find. Why do you spend money? You have money, you can spend where you want to spend. Nobody stops you. But you have to take care of environment. It's not simply car. I have to just give an example. It's for everything. Wherever you can avoid, you are not avoiding. Unfortunately, you think your child should be comfortable. He has to sit properly in bus. He's safe. Even on road, one has to be safe. This is nation, or this is jail, or this is Kabadi Bazaar, what it is. Why should one be kidnapped? Why? If there is less traffic on road, it is better, or you just jam and this is better. Which one is better? If you drive car, it takes 2 hours to drive from one origin to another destination. And if there is less traffic, it may take half an hour or 1 hour. Which one is better? Your car life shall increase when you reduce timing of driving, less application of your wear and tear. Which one is better? Who shall think? This is duty of those who are in power. They have to think, they have to evolve. They have to work out with public. They have to find solutions on public grievances. But are they doing that? Nobody is doing that. They don't want to do that. They want to reduce accidents. They just impose penalty, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times. There's no solutions. We are not contemplating on anything. We do not want to contemplate. We just want to eyewash. This is happening. Who has to think on this? A country where crores of educated people are there, they are not thinking, unfortunately. If they are thinking, they are not projecting that. And if they are not projecting that, who shall do that? Don't expect anything from our ministers, because they are there because of someone else. No minister, no MP is there because of one's reputation, one's caliber. They demand votes in the name of one person. That's it. So they are servants to that person. They are slaves to that person, not more than that. If you cannot speak against your system, your head, you cannot move further. Here, everybody is silent, made silent, and become silent. Silence is not answer. Silence is no reliability. You have to speak when there is an attack. And environment pollution is an attack. Economic fall is an attack. Education degradation is an attack. Everything is an attack. Abuse by powerful people to public is an attack. Robbery of bank is an attack. What is not an attack? Tell me. Why this is happening everywhere in this country now? Social unrest, political unrest. Where is no unrest? Means we have a government who is just interested to be in seat for 5 years and then for another 5 years. They are thinking from that aspect, not from public problems solution aspect. Why do we need such people? My question is that. Do we need people to stay only in power and they think from that aspect only, or do we need people who are interested in solving problems and not to think exclusively to stay in power for defined term and then for another term and then for another term? What is our goal and what is their goal? We need public, we need politicians, you say politicians or members or representatives who help us solve our problems, or we need let them enjoy and let us suffer. Which one we prefer? I am not talking about any political party, because I am not interested in political party. I was interested before, but now I start hating all political parties because they are just groups, they are just shops, they are just commercial units to do this business of vote, nothing else. No one is interested to help people. They only talk and talk to power infinity. Talk to power infinity, I am saying. This means there is nothing to be done. Everything is infinite. They are only interested in their seats. Had they been interested in public service, they would have been different. Have you ever seen your prime minister sometime talk to poor people? Have you seen your prime minister sometime talk to suffering farmers? You will not find him anywhere. You will not find him anywhere in those among those people. You will find him among stars, among celebrities, among his friends. That is right to think. He should be a prime minister for each and every citizen. Unfortunately, I had many instances, many 3 years back, when I used to write to him to his office, but I never got correct response. And it was regarding engineering designation, engineering role. I never got right answer, deflected answer always. Because I am resident of Faridabad, that letter was not even read. It was responding to government of Haryana, which has nothing to do with that. So what to do in that case? If PM responds like that, I did not care after that. Let it go to hell, because this, why to waste your time with these people who don't even read what you have written? They read only if there is expectation of votes coming in. They read that one. They don't read your because you are. Oh, you may be an engineer. Who bothers about you? There are so many engineers. Who bothers about them? Yes, they are right. Who bothers about them? It's not personal criticism, but it's a fact. That system is evolved. PMO is there. Many bureaucrats are sitting there. They are enjoying salaries or benefits. This is a response, as I explained to you. Why should it be like that? Yeah, either they should not respond. For why waste your time? Don't waste your time. Don't respond. Finish. Delete that. That's better than giving a response like this. You are sending that to someone else who has nothing to do with it. That person will be mad after reading that. Either that person should delete it, or he will send it to someone else and put that person also in problem. So you are aggravating problem or you are solving problem. We have to see that. Election of vote, election of partition. Again, it comes to same point. Back to what it is that I was talking about, meaning of democracy. Democracy means what? We have to define it. We have to chart out definition of democracy. It is not vote democracy alone, I'm telling you. If it's only democracy of vote, nothing is like. Yes, it is democracy of vote only if every system works perfectly. People know their responsibility, their obligations, their activities. They are sincere to those from top to bottom. It's fine. But we have crippled everywhere. We have become long column. We are not short column. We have become a frame that cannot resist seismic force, that cannot resist earthquake, cannot resist wind force. We have become that type of frame society. There's a constitutional framework, but this is not stable. This is stirrable. This is crippleable. This is not having flexibility. This is just which cannot be controlled. We have reached to that level. And day by day, emerging situation tells that be careful. There's alert there. There's warning, but nobody is bothered. Nobody is serious. No one is serious. Nobody is bothered, and that is unfortunate for me, for you, for this nation. Knowing problems, we are ignoring problems. We are not interested to find solutions. We are leaving it to others and for future. And in future, we cannot find solutions if you are not studying about that. And who shall study? Everybody is interested. Oh, I should be happy, and that's all. Jobs, everybody wants jobs when there are no jobs. Everybody wants happiness, there is no happiness. System has collapsed to the level, it has crippled to a level where if factories are closing, industries are closing, departments are closing, government is selling companies, our state units, where we are moving to is a big question. It's exclamation mark. And who has to solve this? If you think this government can solve it, I can't believe it. If this is happening when government is available, this means government is least concerned about these problems. They are not interested, they are not taking note of these problems, but just sitting to pass time. This means public is there. It's not question we have to wait for 5 years to react. No, we have to start reacting now. We have a solution that we should condemn these political parties, which is again a burning question that why I am talking this. I have full right to talk about that because I cannot see nation burning. I can see political parties burning, but I cannot see nation burning. I cannot see government minister burning, but I cannot see nation burning. I cannot see cities burning. I can see advocates burning and police burning because both are same sisters and brothers. Both are same on sides of coin. Police is not doing a duty. We know they work only for VIPs and VVIPs, and advocates always postpone cases. They are interested in that. They are channel of judges, nothing else, and police is channel of ministers and nothing else. Both channels are there. Let them fight. I least bother about them because either way they are not working for services to people. They are charging these lawyers, advocates, they charge money, and sufferer is client, sufferer is parties, defendant or respondent or petitioners. Judges' health is not impacted upon, advocates' health is not impacted upon, and police is not working for common man, police is working for VVIPs. Police is working for high ups. So let them fight, who bothers about them? They are crying, we are doing public service, we are for public. Let them ask themselves, police guys, which public you are serving? You are serving ministry public, you are serving which service public you are serving? You are not serving common man. If a common man enters a thana, you don't even consider that FIR, you don't even take that complaint. Why should public suffer? Support you then? So you enjoy yourself, you fight together yourself, so that you fight with each other and you find answers yourself. Why should public interfere in that? Fact remains that both are useless. Both are useless. Someone was beaten long time back and police was watching. Advocates are beating someone. You are watching. Okay, enjoy. This means democracy is falling. When advocates and police fight, who is impacted upon? After all, structure is impacted upon. Democratic structure, institutionalized structure, that are impacted upon. That are being impacted, and we're watching. We have to watch. What else can we do? When building collapses, what can you do? You can't stop it. It has to fall. Only thing you can take out people so that they can be brought to hospitals and nothing else. If you are able to do that as well. So whole building is falling. It's only 72 years since we got liberation. We are not able to handle our nation. And we are 140 crore people, 90 crore voters, and more than 30, 40 crores intellectuals or educated society, more than many countries' population. Even America is 20 crores. We are more than that. Qualified people, educated people, and we can't take care of our system. That is unfortunate. I don't know in which world we are living. We are calling ourselves, we will teach whole world, and we are not learning ourselves. We are not learning our problems, how to solve them. We are not learning our system itself. We have not learned yet our constitution. And how can we say that we will teach others everything? Our ministers, our political stupids, day by day speak anything. They have no sense at all. Whatever they want to speak, they speak. They speak nonsense sometimes. Somebody says there is yellow color in milk because there is gold in that. Some people say something irrelevant, and they are people coming by election. If you have such leaders, do you expect their lead? If you expect and you accept their lead, you will move in some unknown direction. I don't understand. Our digestion is so strong. Citizens' digestion system is so strong that we can accept every nonsense. We cannot catch hold of that person and beat him. What nonsense you're talking? Why you're misleading youth of this country? Why you're misleading society of this country? They must be taught a lesson. They are not. They are freely speaking whatever they want to speak. They were issuing statements which can divide society, which can divide sects, which can divide religion people, and they are very successfully doing that. Means whatever is not expected is being done, and whatever constitution expects, that is not being done. Then where to go and how to go? Who has to decide this? Is there some way out? How these problems have erupted? How these problems are getting accumulated? Do we have an idea to know that source from where these are coming? We would say there is not one source, there will be hundreds of sources. Yes, there are hundreds of sources, but you have to identify those sources, you have to locate those sources, to talk to those sources, to know what they are, how they are evolved, and how to extract right things from there and stop bad things or eliminate bad from there. That is our duty. That is duty of those people whom we applied, whom we appointed as our leaders to lead us. But those leaders are not leading. Those leaders are not interested to lead in that problem, to find solution. They are just sitting as if it is their property. It's a will the power. It's a will list. They consider that their basic. Oh, I have this system. You have no right to ask me anything. If that state of thinking comes as such, a leader, top leader of a country, must be top flexible one. It is right. He has a right to talk to people both ways. But if that person does not, if that minister does not, if that state minister does not, who shall do it? We don't need such leaders. For what? I am not naming any political party because for me all are same. All are same, no difference. Somebody wants to loot now, somebody looted before. Somebody did crime before, somebody did everyone's there. We have to just slash them. That's all. We don't demand, we don't resent them. We don't need them. Why I need them if he is not helpful to me and to my country? Am I fool? Do I have some disease of mind I cannot think? Why should I be so irresponsible to think about that person who is no use to my community, to my nation? Why should I need that person? That is a question one. Means how many questions are there which require to be responded? Why should I need such people? Why I not throw them out of our system and elect someone who can do something or to an extent majority portion of duties. I don't expect 100% people to do because we are not used to that power of efficiency. Our people are not that smart to dispose 100% responsibility, which is very, very difficult for our status because we do not understand job, we do not understand responsibility, we do not understand our system. Forget that people can work 100%, at least do 50%. If you cannot do 50%, better go. Why you are wasting our time? You are interested in money and we are interested in results. So you have to work. If you have to work, fine, work. We support you. And if you don't work, we pull your legs, we pull your chair. That should be an approach in our society. But do we have that? We have to ask ourselves these questions. Why are we not that smart to raise questions to these leaders who claim themselves everything? Okay, raise questions. Pull them. Don't be afraid of them. Pull them out. And if they don't work, throw them out. We are not slaves to those people, and we don't want to be. It is our money, our country, our status. We have to use them. We are not to be used rather than we are being used. We should use them as our leaders, as our directors. They have to tell us what to do, how to do, and take responsibility of that. But no, we are being used. Vote is money for them. They are using our vote as money. Means they have to buy, that's all. They have to buy this vote and we sell them on false promises, on false expectations, bringing sun and moon to earth like that. They can bring Jupiter to earth. They can do whatever they want. They can promise you dreams which can never come true. They would say everything, or they will not devise something. Only destination is they stay in power, they win successfully your votes, and you are mentally can say moved, swayed to accept them. This means they are very big designers. They know your mind. They know your sentiments. They know how you can be swayed, how you can be moved just for a few days during elections. And that is adequate for them. For that, they design everything. And once they get your votes, then the relation is just fictitious. There stays no relation between voter and elected one. Elected person got no relation to you. Next 5 years we'll look into that, how to reestablish that relation. And they will reestablish that as well. They're experts, commentators, they're expert orators, they're expert writers, they're expert whatever you can see. You cannot imagine what you can do in your favor at time of election. And then again 5 years, and it has been happening. It has been happening for last 70 years that we have been used by those people. This people or that people, this leader or that leader. We have been used very well. They are successful, and we are born, in fact, whoever is born in this country is born for that purpose, to add to their votes. I am born in this country either to vote this or to vote that. That is the law, practical law, undefined in constitution. I have to vote this or to that, and that's a requirement, you may say. If you don't vote, you are not doing your duty. Means your duty bound to elect these corrupt, these robbers, these, you can say, ill-minded people who do not want to work for you. They just want to work for themselves, and you are bound to elect them. That system has been virtually created, undefined system, and we have virtually accepted that system. This is our fault. Until we chip it out, we chisel it out, we hack this, we scabble this, we cannot improve surface. We have to bring that point, the systematic surface, to a different essay level. Surface appearance should go, existing surface appearance should go, it should come to different value. And we can do it only when we hammer them out. We cut their legs, their hands, their minds, their body into pieces, and keep this country right by right people, management principle, right man for right job, fittest man for fittest job. We should be approach, we should have an approach that we should appoint right man for right job, but we cannot do it because we cannot be motivated like this. If I say remove this political party or remove that political party, people start fighting. You are anti-national. I am international because I am talking for interest of my country, and you are talking in interest of a political leader, and I am international and you are national. What definition? You are interested in political leader, but I am not interested in political leader. I am interested in public. Who is national? You decide yourself. I am no one to decide because I am not fool to define who's national. There is no definition of national. You are generating your own definition. Congratulations to you. I least bother about that. I want to chip out these leaders from power. That is my intention. And replace them by reliable leaders, reliable workers. I should say workers, not leaders. After all, they are not leading, they are working for us. They are our workers. They are government workers. They have to work as government worker, nothing else. They are not my king. They are not my honor. They are not my emirates. They are my servants. They have to serve me, to have me solutions for my problems. They identify. They have to study nation. They have to study every state. Just like Gandhi moved around whole nation to see problems. Subhash moved outside to see problems. It happens. They were real people. They were first interested in knowing problems. But here, problems, even if you tell them, they will not expect. They will not accept that. They will say, no, this is not a problem. Everything is fine. You talk to some minister, he will not expect any problem, accept any problem. Oh, means I no need of example, only the reference. You all know that. So should we not think of this issue? Why should we not think on this issue? Why should we always following these people? Why should we regard them if they are not for regard? Should we go behind them? Or we should force them to change their attitude, or we replace them? What we should do? We have to check it very, very seriously. If we cannot check this, we are not helping our nation. It's not a lecture I'm giving, it's just a talk. It's just my expression, what I think. Your expression may be different. You may be more powerful in your mind than what I am talking about. Your brilliance cannot be compared to me because I am very small. My mind is very small. You are powerful people. You are well educated, well experienced. Everybody has his own opinion. You have your own opinion. You may be pro party or against party. But I am against all parties. Because to me, these parties have resulted nowhere. These parties have established their shops, their commercial establishments in politics, their industries, which give no spare part, no production, no product. They are just staying there for sake of their survival in their system, and they can do nothing else. We are not Obama, who after having lost position of prime president is working somewhere else to make his ends living. We are royal, highly loyal people who just be MLA and for whole life they are enjoying, they enjoy that. So this is what's happening. This is a royal nation, much more about the UK royal, so royal family. We are all royal, though by name we are not royal. We don't recognize royal word, but we are practically royal. Practically. Your MP once, your MLA once, whole life you get benefit of that. That is what we are. They make their livings without any basic standards, without any having any basic knowledge, just to keep fooling people every election, and you are in power. If not this time, next time. This happens. Nobody is interested in public. They are only interested in themselves and public who knows something. For example, doctor public, engineer public, professional public, and of those middle class public who use their mind to solve problems, who can do that. They are not integrating with national problems. They are just integrated among themselves. And until they start raising their voice, they oppose these people. These people cannot be removed. They cannot be removed because their minds are closed and shut. They cannot open their minds. Everybody has some interest. If I have interest to get my kids, my son or daughter employed in government service, I shall find some solutions either through BJP or through Congress, whoever is power, and get some position. That is my interest, nothing else. And it happens generally with the middle classes. And middle classes rules the country. If this system does not end, we cannot be justified. I have to think about my benefit, about my suitability, then this country certainly is going to have a destination which is fully dark with no chance of any ray to come in. And it is going to happen soon. It's nothing left. Crisis and crisis and crisis everywhere means defeat and defeat and defeat everywhere. Means we have to close down shops, we have to bring our shutters down, and we have to sit in darkness. If that is going to happen, this is not Bharat which was contemplated, but a vision of preambles and constitution. It's not that Bharat which struggled to get independence, freedom from British clutches. This is not that Bharat we viewed, we dreamed of. This was a different Bharat. A Bharat of scares, a Bharat of frightening environment, a Bharat where you are not safe, where there's no safety from rape, there's no safety from dacoity, there's no safety from something else, mobilization, we can say mob lynching, there's no safety from someone else, and all are same and same. Injustice can be caused to whatever society, whatever community. There's no one to speak. If you are beaten, others keep silent. If others are beaten, you keep silent. If that state continues, our future is of course zero and negative in fact. It's not at all a working future. I think in that case we are worse than those smaller countries who are struggling and they are succeeding. We have to learn from them. We have to learn from our past. We have to learn from our problems. We have to solve our problems. I don't expect government to solve problems. Had government solved these problems, they could solve long back. But they are creating problems. They're not solving problems. So who shall solve? Engineering is a big community. Professional people are big community. If they cannot speak, they can write. No one can help this. Maybe people think that I'm talking a lot, I'm talking too much against system. Yes, I'm talking against system. It is my duty to talk against system because system has been crippled. It has been, you can say, virus has been inculcated into this system. It was a pure system. We have to quarantine that. We have to use that system perfectly. We have to enforce this system. We have to enforce, again I'm saying, we have to put force into this system. We have to action this system. And this system has to come back to its original status, which has been broken out. Many members have been taken off this system. Those members to be remembered, re-established, reinstalled, so that framing continues. And that's why I say I will tell all, I respect all, I regard all. But those who are responsible would be my friends, and those who are not responsible, I'll try to let them understand what is my intention. My intention is not against anybody or against any system. It is in favor of this country. Though I cannot do anything alone. I am alone, of course, but I can speak, I can confer, I can write. More than that, I cannot do anything. At least you can fight. If you group together, you can change this system. Don't blame. I don't accept if someone blames someone. No need of blaming. You do your job. That's it. I do my job. That's enough. Let all do this job. If everybody does job, then system is working. System is formed. It is designed. It works. If people are not doing job and then complaining, you cannot expect that complaint. I can't accept that complaint. First, you do your job. And if you find problem, other one is not doing, you have a right to complain that your work is stopped because that person is not working. And if you are not working, that person is working, you are complaining about that person, and that person complains about you. Where your answer is then? Both are inefficient, both are dead machines. What's meaning then? Why do you complain? You complain only when you do something. If you don't practice something yourself, you have no right to complain. So is our government. If our government works, I really respect that government. If Prime Minister works, ministers work, I respect them because they are working for us. And if they just divulge in talks, they just take excuses. It's because of this is happening, it's because of that is happening. I don't accept that. And none of you will accept that. After all, what's meaning of education? What's meaning of professionalism? It's not 1947 society, it is 2019 society which can understand everything, which can argue on everything, which can apply mind, which can use mind, which can know problems, which can comprehend problems. We can assemble all these problems and find answers. But we are not doing that. We are absenting from that duty. And that absenteeism is very dangerous. It's going to cause havoc in future. And we'll see that havoc in coming time. Time is very short, so coming. Don't worry about that. Don't think people will help you. No one shall help you from. People come here to help only when they find something for them. Otherwise, no one come help us. Nobody will come help us. Why shall they help us? If we expect others will help us, then we are living fool's paradise, nowhere else. So I should close this. I still because no, it's not necessary to talk everything again and again. But I hope that maybe we do something for future, or we just be ready to kill ourselves, our nation, and we are just dreaming something. We should not dream. Dream can be seen, we can enjoy a dream, but when we open our eyes, we find nothing. So first we have to come out of our sleepy mode, and then we start thinking so that we become serious of that. And with this, I just conclude this today's talk. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining this. Thanks, Jai Bharat.